Vectorworks Cloud Services allows you to store some of your files online and have Vectorworks take care of the processing of saved views, viewports, and sheet layers. In this particular project, I've got a little restaurant area. It's got lights in it, it's got some sheet layers, a saved view, and if we have a look at some of these camera views, they take a little while to update. One of the things you can do with Vectorworks Cloud Services is you can save this file to a shared folder. Vectorworks Cloud Services will then upload that to Vectorworks servers. The servers will then process this file. They will process all of the viewports and it will produce the file as a PDF. It uses a synchronized folder system. In the synchronized folder, you put a copy of your file. That's the file we were looking at. Vectorworks will then process that file and will upload a PDF of it. If you then open up that PDF on your tablet device, like your iPad or your Android tablet, and you edit it, you can then save that as an edited PDF file. You have to have Vectorworks Service Select in order to access these cloud services, but I think these are really useful. Now, one of the things you can do is you can create your own folders, so you can store projects in here. You can see I've got a couple of files in here, and Vectorworks has processed those. I've got all the PDFs, some of them I've marked up, and so I've had a little bit of fun playing with those. So what does that look like on your iPad? First of all, you have to install the Cloud Services client on your iPad called Nomad. You can do a search for Nemescheck, you can search for Vectorworks, you can search for Nomad. It will find it and you can install it. If it's already installed, you'll see it's got a little open button. First time you open it, you've got to put in your user and your login, password, that kind of stuff. And then what it's doing now, it's going onto the Cloud Services server, it's finding all the files that are there, and you can now see them. If I look inside a folder, it'll go to Vectorworks Cloud Services, it'll check to see what the most up-to-date ones there are. And you can see the ones with the green tick I've already looked at. They're already on my iPad. Here's the one we were just looking at. It's not downloaded yet, so when I tap on it, it'll have to download it. And here it is. So it's processed my sheet layer, my sections, and my rendered views. You can pinch to zoom. This is our selection tool. This is our annotation tool. We can put a call out. So tap in there. If you don't want the time, you can delete it. Otherwise, you can leave the time on there. So you can leave text on it. If we go back to the selection, so you can make squiggly lines, you can put text, you can put rectangles on things, circles, lines. You can also measure things. So the first tap is the start of the measurement. The second tap is the end of the measurement. So you can use that, move it along, get it as close as you can, and it'll give you the distance. If I move that down there, and I move that to the beam, you can see how high my beam is. You get a pretty good idea how high my building is. Just got to be very careful when you're moving around. Make sure you get as accurate as possible. You can measure angles, you can measure areas. This is my share button, so I can email it, print it, or save it. If I use print, I've got to have a air printer nearby, something I can print to. Save it will save the PDF, I can give it a name, and then I can email that to people or I can share the folder.